Bert Kreischer just keeps stooping lower and lower. I guess when he feels he's not getting enough attention, he finds a new thing. A while ago, it was his squeaking laugh, which sounded like a dying pig. Now we have a new thing, which is accidentally defecating in his pants. A few weeks ago at a live show, he stopped and told the crowd he accidentally shat himself and then proceeded to wipe his ass with a t-shirt and showed the crowd as proof that he wasn't joking. Then, recently he was on Two Bears One Cave with Segura and he thought he shat himself again. Instead of going to the bathroom to check, he thought it would be best to check right there on the podcast.
Parsons,
I just shit my pants.
did you shit?
I just shit my pants.
Or-
Hold on, let me check.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, I shit my pants. No, I didn't shit my pants.
Oh, my God,
We're good.
dude.
I thought the best part was like 15 minutes later, he did a ad read for BetterHelp. The irony of that is like something out of a movie. My initial guess is his accident on stage got a lot of cheers from his fans, so because of that, he probably thought it would do well on Two Bears One Cave. Then I remember this episode where he just reels off story after story about him shitting himself in different places.
Butter.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was so bad, man. I've had a number of those incidents.
You shit yourself regularly.
Oh, I told this is how you know you're in love. I was massaging Leanne's feet the other day. I shit through my pajamas into our pillow. I shit on our pillow.
Nice.
And she still had sex with me.
There you go.
That's love.
That's love.
Check out the full episode, I'll leave a link in the description, where he talks about shitting himself for like 20 minutes. It's not a bit. He's done this multiple times. And judging by how much alcohol he drinks, it's believable. So maybe that Two Bears incident was a joke, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's just him. Also, this is Bert. It's hard to tell sometimes when he's joking or just being himself. That's kind of his character, doing whatever outrageous thing for attention. It's shameful to believe he crapped himself, but it's also shameful if he made that up for a joke. I know Bert's thing is self-humiliation, but it's starting to get to a point where it's kind of sad to watch. It reminds me of that Michael Scott episode in The Office where he's roasting himself, and after a while, the jokes get more personal and real, and it gets kind of sad. As the audience, we're laughing, but we're no longer laughing with him, we're laughing at him. The saddest thing about Bert is I don't think he minds that we're laughing at him. No wonder he likes to brag about himself. It's probably one of the few ways he feels respected, because he's not respected for his joke writing. I don't think his comedy friends respect him. If you remember when Ari slipped him a molly on a podcast, it was a big deal that got Ari a lot of backlash from mutual friends and fans. There's no way Ari would have done that to Rogan or Tom or anyone else.
I hate bringing this up about Ari, but when Ari drugged me, it was so confusing for me because one of the things I think is you think I'm weak. We've talked about this where I go, you think you can do certain stuff to me that I won't have any retaliation. And when that happened with Ari, I started having conversations in my head about people laughing about me.
Anybody.
That one moment to dose Bert.
Yeah, I realized how great it would be. I had to take
Would
that
you do
from
the same
LA.
thing if you went to Tom's house to do a podcast and you had the molly on you? You think you would have dosed him?
Okay,
He
here's
says-
why it's
he
different.
says he would.
Here's why it's different.
Here's
Tom
what's different.
alone hasn't really. I feel like he's not the reason I have to do this month of sobriety. Where I do blame you a lot more.
Bert is the guy who simply never had to grow up, and luckily for him, he's in a profession where he has the biggest excuse to not change, since his immaturity is a big part of his brand. So he just stays in this party clown character. The amount of times I've seen Bert say something outrageously stupid, and I've thought to myself, oh, he must be joking. And then the more you see it, the more you realize, no, that's just him. That's just who he is.
And they did the billboard, and I go, that's not my stomach. My stomach's tight. And it was complete.
You have the craziest, most delusional perspective.
I think I have body
fucking-
dysmorphia.
The text message you sent us the other day, I could do more push-ups than anyone in this group.
The reaction of Rogan and the rest lets me know that they have also come to the realization that that is Bert. And you can tell sometimes it frustrates Rogan because he's tried to call him out on it in the past.
I have legit great shoulders. Like great fucking shoulders. Yeah.
No, you don't.
Joe, they're ripping through this shirt right now.
Yeah, but you say
No, you
things
just
and you
bought
don't
a
really
boy's
mean
shirt.
it, right? Like
No, I
when you
kinda mean
say
it. I
things
kinda
you
mean
know
it.
they're
I
not
told you.
true.
I
I
told
kinda
He
mean
does mean it.
I
He's
kinda
kind
mean
of
it.
joking, and
I
I
kinda
kind of
mean
mean
it.
it, which
Right,
means he means
but
it.
but
I
you
joke,
say
not joking.
but you say things you know aren't true. Like you remember that one time you said you could do the splits. you got to know that you can't do the splits. Like, why'd you say that?
Because I thought I could pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, you have a delusional perspective that I just don't understand.
It seems like Rogan was trying to break through this Bert character to get some insight into his head when he says these outrageous things like he can do all these push-ups. Bert later explained in another podcast that he likes the reaction, and that should tell you everything about Bert. Why his laugh sounds like that, why he feels the urge to constantly interrupt people, and now his new thing where he pretends to shit himself. This is what it's come to. And we have to talk about the drinking. He says he was sober for 83 days, and I'm sure he cut back, but does anyone really believe he didn't drink for that long? I mean, we've all heard him talk about alcohol.
I run into these in Hollywood all the time. Mm-hmm. Well, I love my whiskey. And then you're like, do you? And they're like, moo, yeah. And then you have a drink of whiskey with them and they don't finish it.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, you don't love your whiskey, man.
No, you don't.
That's a brand for you. You heard that men like whiskey, so now you have whiskey next to you.
Right.
You don't like whiskey. You don't love it. You know who loves it? Me.
Right.
Who drinks it at fucking 8 a.m. on a plane.
There's two types of people. There's addicts and there's partiers. Partiers stop when the party's over.
Yeah,
And then addicts just never stop.
that's true.
And I was like, oh yeah, I stop when the party's over.
So you're a partier.
Yeah. I go, well, the party, I'm not drinking by myself in my room when no one's there and then going like, I'm going to jack off.
No, the
watching.
difference is with you is that you are the person who goes, come over so that the party can keep going.
Do you realize my one takeaway? I had so many sober realizations.
Yeah.
Like over my time of sobriety.
Yeah.
The number one takeaway
Yeah.
is how often everyone wants to go to bed.
This is your takeaway?
Like everyone
Wants to sleep.
wants to sleep.
And you?
Never. I never want to sleep. I never want the party to end.
It's nice to see that his friends and fans have gently tried to convince him that he needs to stop. And this recent sobriety is a positive step. We've all seen alcoholics like Bert. It's all fun until something horrible happens in their life, which is not a question of if, it's a question of when. But how can he quit alcohol when it's such a big part of his character? It's a dangerous thing, and he's been that way since his college days. That's who he is and what he's widely known for, the out of control party animal. But I think his fans are starting to get tired of it. If you take a look at any podcast that he's on, or even his Two Bears, One Cave episodes, you'll tend to see quite a few negative comments from fans. He's pretty much a living meme at this point. He says these outrageous things that feel scripted. Like, no man in his 50s says, oh my god, I just shit my pants. The thing is, memes get old, and I think that's what's happening with Bert. I've heard some of his arena tours are barely half filled. It's like he may have overestimated how much fans want to hear that machine story again and again. So it seems like the character that got him this far is slowly costing him fans. He may have to pivot or find some new gimmick. With the I just pooped in my pants scenario being the layers, it feels like he's getting desperate and running out of things to do. I mean, let's look at that last episode with Two Bears in One Cave. He ranted on about this made up rivalry with the Kelsey brothers for like half the episode. The whole episode felt forced. Then I guess halfway through he's like, this is boring, I guess I gotta pretend to shit myself. It's interesting because you just can't look away. You're wondering what he's gonna do next. If you enjoyed this, hit the like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.